Good morning. A few days ago I got a question, what kind of VSCode extensions do I use? And why not record this kind of video as well? And also people often ask me what font and VSCode theme do I use? And let's begin with the font. I'm using the programming font called Fira Code. It has a lot of ligatures, which means that when you type, for example, let me show you, if you type $more, it transforms into an arrow. Or when you type not equal, it transforms into a crossed equal sign. If you use the strict equation, double equal, it will show it as well. Plus plus is also joined into one symbol, or for example, more or equal transforms into one symbol, and a bunch of other symbols. For me it is useful because it makes the code easier to read, and I think it just looks nice. This font is free, I will add a link in the description, so feel free to download and support the author. Next, let's go to the theme. I'm using the Material UI theme extension, and it allows you to pick from a bunch of different color variants. So what I'm using now is, I believe, Material Theme Ocean High Contrast. To get this theme, you just type install extensions, and then you type Material Theme. You pick this one, and I also have the Material Theme icons. As you can see, it's also installed. I think they look pretty clean and nice. In some of my videos, I've used another theme called SynthWave 84. It looks pretty neat. Let me try to enable it. Let's pick the theme 84, SynthWave 84. Right now there is no neon light. Then we press Command-Shift-P to open the commands panel, and we look for neon dreams. Enable neon dreams. Restart the editor, and boom, it's glowing. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, I've got a bunch of updates. I don't know, let me know in the comments, does it look cool? Should I switch to this theme completely, or is it a bit hard to read? The amount of glow is adjustable, but personally I really like how it looks right now. Anyway, let's disable the glow. Disable neon dreams. Restart the editor and switch back to the material color theme. Ocean High Contrast. Now let's move to extensions. The extension that I use the most is Vim. Actually, previously I used to use Vim instead of VSCode, but as I'm teaching React.js and Node in online courses, I decided to switch to VSCode because VSCode is just more popular, and it's better to use the same editor as your students to be able to help them if something goes wrong with their editor. Otherwise, I will just continue to use Vim. What Vim allows you to do is it allows you to navigate and edit the code more efficiently. So for example, first of all, with Vim extension you can keep your fingers at the home row in the middle of your keyboard, because you move up and down, left and right using H, J, K, L letters. So I use K to go up, I use J to go down, I use H to go left, and L to go right. This is the most basic form of movement, one character or one row up or down. You can jump by words, so if I say B, 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 I jump one word backward. Or I can say www to jump one word forward. This is a bit more advanced technique. You can jump to the beginning of line with 0, or to the end of line using $sign. You can also jump to the beginning of meaningful characters pressing Shift 6. It is this triangular character. And then you can also move by jumping to specific letters. So for example, if I say let's jump to this letter R, I press TR. And here you go, I'm in front of the letter R. TS, I'm in front of letter S. TR again, next letter R. I can jump backwards. So let's say I want to jump to letter N. Shift T, N, and now I'm right after this letter N. This way you can quickly navigate inside of the sentence. You can also jump to words. If you press slash, and let's say I want to jump to the word stringify. I press string, and I'm now on the word stringify. If I want to jump to the next occurrence of this combination of characters, I press N, but we don't have any stringify words in this code. But I could jump to the word submit. Slash, submit, enter. This is the first occurrence. N, this is next. N, another one. And I can move backwards as well. Shift N moves me backwards. Vim is based on modes. Right now we're in normal mode, which means that we can only move around, we cannot edit the text. To start editing the text, we need to press, for example, I. Now we can start typing the characters. Or you can press A to start typing the characters after the character in front of you. You can press U to undo or Control R to redo. Let's undo the changes. And there are a lot more commands that are available for you. You can remove the words very simply. For example, DE removes the whole word in front of me. The $ removes all the characters until the end of line. Undo. This is because Vim understands command prefixes. So for example, if moving down is J, then removing a line below you is DJ. To remove the line above you is DK, because K is moving up and D is removing, DK. Undo, undo. And also you can repeat the previous command using dot. So for example, DJ, we remove the current and next line, then I press dot, 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 and every time it will remove the current line, the caret is on, and the next one. Then I can press undo. You can also prefix your commands with the numeric modifier. So for example, I can say to DJ, and it will remove 4 lines, because it will repeat the command remove line below 2 times. You can also undo 2 times, to U, and it undid 2 previous commands. It might sound complex in the beginning, but when you get used to it, you can edit your code way more efficiently. It still lacks the full Vim support, and sometimes it messes it up because some commands are considered as editing commands and some are not. So for example, if you import something automatically, it's not considered as a command performed by Vim. So if you will undo some changes after you automatically imported some module, it will actually undo the command that you've entered before importing the modules. Whatever, just keep in mind that it's not really completely Vim. It is just adding some Vim flavor to VSCode. If you want to learn Vim, I would recommend using the console version. It allows more customizations, works very fast, and to be honest, if you invest some time, you can build a full-blown IDE. If you want to, you don't really need to. My Vim config is very minimalist. I almost don't use any plugins. By the way, let me know in the comments if you would like me to record a full video about Vim. So one of the things that you cannot do in VSCode is to make it show relative line numbers. And it is useful because here I'm seeing both the current line number and the line numbers relative to where I currently am. So if I want to jump to the line with words form on submit, I just press 8J. Now I'm on line 20, and I can jump to one of the previous lines, form data append picture, by pressing 10K, and here we go. It is way easier to navigate your code with the relative line numbers in the gutter. So again, let me know in the comments if you want me to record the video about Vim. I do recommend using Vim extension with VS Code if you absolutely need to use VS Code. But to be honest, I would just use Vim if I could. The next extension I'm using is Prettier. You find by typing Prettier in the extensions list. And Prettier is an automatic code formatter. If you watched my previous videos, you might remember that every once in a while I say format the document. This is because I want my code to jump as little as possible, so instead of formatting it on save, I format it manually in my videos. But at work, I've set up Prettier to format the document every time I save it. I think everyone should use Prettier because it removes all the arguments about tabs versus spaces, like what kind of formatting should you use. It has very sane defaults, so if you set it up and stick to them, you will stop wasting your time on completely useless and pointless questions and arguments, because, well, formatting doesn't really matter. It needs to be consistent, and that's it. So I use Prettier with the default configuration. And that's about it. I've also tried recently to use the Emmet extension. It is an extension to use snippets. So for example, if I want to import React from React, there is a snippet for it that I can use typing imr tab, and it will expand to import React from React. This one is quite useful because you have to type import React from React every time you create a new React component. But at least for me, that's the only useful snippet from Emmet, because it supports hooks. For example, if I want to define use effect hook, I can type use effect, press tab, and now it's a little bit too much. I mean, it's a little bit too much to read. I'd rather just type the use effect hook manually. Maybe it's a matter of getting used to it, maybe not. Maybe it is as awkward as it looks to me right now. I will try to stick to it for a while, and let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what are your favorite extensions for VS Code, or maybe you're using some other editor. Join my Discord server to pick the topics for the next videos, and see you next time.